Hey friends, another month of me doing my best. I'm currently at Rainbow Springs in the Sunshine State of Florida, and I owe y'all a new moon video. I'm sorry, I'm out exploring on the job, getting sun. We have an Aries new moon that just happened. I actually missed it, but if you've been watching my videos, you know that the new moon is predictive of the entire month ahead. So this new moon is laying the foundation for the energies for the next few weeks. So still relevant, even if I'm a little bit late. This new moon is hot, fast, ugly, beautiful, crazy, definitely insane, and full of life, energy, action, all the movement. So if you're feeling either stuck in the agitation of that, it all happening at once, that's valid. If you're feeling motivated and ready to get your ass in gear and stop the excuse making and, get after what you care about, that's valid too. We have both definitely happening in the world right now, in our worlds, in the collective. Honestly, it's not looking too great for men specifically. The planet that represents men is Mars. Mars is the ruler of this new moon. Mars is in its home sign of Aries. There's just a lot of confrontation regarding the male species and what is proper etiquette, what is things that need to be brought up, accountabilities that need to be discussed and held, all these things. I just looked up and saw a red cardinal. I feel like that's Mars incarnate. Sorry if my camera's not focusing. Again, doing our best. So it's not looking too good for men right now. Hopefully we can, turn this around, get some accountability going. Mars is the fighter, the warrior, the protector, and it ruling this new moon. There's a lot coming up around, like, where are the men in terms of protecting what's sacred? Why aren't they? Why are they actually being harmful to the innocent, to the world? There's a lot of conversation about this, and with Mercury pretty close to Mars right now, that makes sense. We're having conversation, we're stirring thoughts about the male species and how they're choosing violence or not, how they're choosing to show up and be accountable or not. It's very much front and center. Also, it's just a violent, aggressive, almost revolutionary energy in general with all this Mars, and there's so many planets in Aries right now. There's Mars, the moon, which actually just passed, but for the Aries new moon. Mars, moon, sun, Neptune, Mercury, Chiron. I'll talk about Chiron. And did I say Saturn? Anyway, it's a party in Aries right now. And that's not like soft and mild. Like, a party in Aries is heated, aggressive, feisty, strong, violent, all the things. So If these things are coming up in your life, no biggie. Oh my gosh, there's a gnat attacking me. We're in Florida, of course. If these are coming up in your life, it's all happening according to plan. Don't worry about it. I mean, worry about it as much as you need to, but don't wonder why all this stuff is coming up right now, because it's just the astrological weather, as it usually is. What else did I want to say about this new moon? We have a Mars-Saturn conjunction coming up. We're very close to it at the time of this new moon, and this is definitely something happening this upcoming month. Mars-Saturn really requires us to commit to what we're passionate about and what drives us. Mars is passion, drive, motivation. Saturn is commitment, long-term goals and planning, structures and things that stand the test of time. So Saturn is the things that are very solid and bonded. Mars and Saturn coming together on a positive really can inspire us to commit and to really stand strong in what we care about. On a negative, those two planets are known as the malefics out of all the planets, so they're the bringers of bad things, quote unquote. That's what malefic translates to. So there's also a lot of negative, if you want to put it that way, things happening in the world and in our lives. And negative could just mean challenging, and ultimately positive because it challenges us to take action and move where we may have been complacent before. So the bad bringers can bring good eventually, but usually it's going to be something hard and challenging, maybe restrictive, maybe something that pushes us initially. For me today, I went on a run and then like pushed myself harder than I have for a while, and then got in the springs, and that's a new energy for me. That's something I haven't really been doing, and I just felt this push and this drive to want to show up for something that I'm starting to commit to again, which is running. I know I haven't been looking like in one spot, and I apologize for that. Yeah, motivation, action. What in your life is getting you fired up, and where can you put in more commitment, more structure, maybe even deadlines for yourself to really bring the two planetary energies together of Mars and Saturn. Expect things to maybe hurt or challenge or inflame you a little bit. A lot of times for me, when there's a Mars thing going on, I'll just like randomly like nick my hands and like cut my fingers on things. So that's like a very minor example of like the pain that can come from the malefics, but just be wary, be on the lookout. Actually, when I was trying to find a place to film this, there was a guy who I kept just like running into over at the springs, and we connected on the trail, and just I told him I was going to film a video, and he walked me down to this area, and he told me a story that was very Aries new moon, where he basically was going like crazy fast on a motorcycle, like I think he said 160 miles per hour. I can't even fathom that. And basically a deer ran right in front of his motorcycle while he was doing that, and basically he said he incinerated the deer. Like, I don't know if that's real, but like the motorcycle was tough enough to just like completely cut through the deer, and he got thrown like 800 feet or something. I think that's what he said. But him telling me the story about his accident and injury, I'm like, geez, this is so Aries coded and like Mars Saturn coded. I couldn't believe it. But you'll notice things coming up in your life that are related to just like things moving fast, injuries, aggression, challenges. It's a time to be alive, isn't it, guys? I don't want to make this video too long, so I think I'm gonna cut it here. Hi. Love you guys. Thank you for bearing with me as I still am trying to integrate filming a monthly video into my life. I'd be doing too much. I'd be out here. The Aries energy got me active, you know? So we're working on it. Stay well. Hey, so I totally did not mention the Chiron thing I said I would come back to. So I'm driving. I have 4 to 5 more hours to go, and I want to post this video. So we're gonna talk about Chiron, okay? So the day before the new moon, Chiron and the sun were conjoined, and when that happens, when any planetary body is conjoined the sun, it's considered a cazimi, unless it's a new moon. We don't consider new moons cazimis because they happen every month. So we just had a Chiron cazimi right before the new moon, and then the new moon itself was just a degree away from Chiron. So the new moon was basically conjunct Chiron. I don't always talk about Chiron in my videos, but in this one I think it's actually pretty relevant. So I do want to touch on it before I let y'all go. So Chiron is known as the wounded healer, and basically in our charts it is a pain point. It's an area of life where we do our best to heal ourselves and have a really hard time with that process. So whenever Chiron is activated in the sky, it can really trigger us and bring up our old wounds and actually like bring resurfacing of wounds, like actual physical ailments, also emotional, also spiritual ailments. So Chiron and Aries conjunct the new moon. A lot of people are getting triggered. The Aries energy itself would trigger people, but with it being with Chiron, that's hitting a really sensitive pain point for people, and often we react when we get triggered. So it's bringing up wounding for us individually, and also I think for the collective, and also for themes related to Aries. So the wounding around, I mentioned, I kept saying the male species. I think that's hilarious. But men, I think a lot of us have wounds around how we think men should show up and be in this world. And I think a lot of people also have wounds around how men have unfairly treated them or other people that they know. So I think a lot of that wounding is coming up and being talked about, and ideally moving towards healing, you know, with these Chiron triggers. Ideally they're pushing us towards finding wholeness and health and wellness within ourselves. So that's a big one. I think that's a theme collectively for you. It's going to relate to your own Chiron, as well as the area in your chart that is Aries. So you could look at those two places if you want to ponder and investigate where some core wounding and some triggers might be coming up. It's a good journaling prompt. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Thanks for tuning in. Love y'all. Bye.